Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where today I'm going to be playing with the newest palette in my collection, but this is actually technically already expired. This is the Through My Eyes palette between ColourPop and I Love Sarahi. I've always thought that the color story of this palette was very interesting, the coral, bronze, teal combination, and I think it's a beautiful palette, but it's a little hard to find. It's been discontinued, and it's also a lot of people's favorites. So in today's video, I was really excited to play with the palette itself, but more than that, I wanted to see how the formula would perform after so long. This is the eyeshadow look I came up with, and my thoughts are at the end of the video. If you're interested, just keep on watching. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name's Rachel. I'm a homeschooling stay-at-home mom, and I love to play with colorful eyeshadow. I upload about 3 videos a week, mostly like chatty get ready with me's and tutorials, and sometimes talking about beauty news. In today's video, I'm going to be touching on the issue of drama within the beauty world, and basically stating that I am not a drama channel. If you want makeup drama, then don't come here. I hope you'll consider liking and subscribing if you like what you see, and let's just get right into it. Because I'm using only ColourPop shadows today, I used my NYX primer in the shade White. I used this primer when I use ColourPop because it's not very good for creasing. It's not a great primer for creasing, but I don't really get a lot of creasing with ColourPop, so I'm just pretty much using it up. I won't buy this again. It's not terribly good. I feel like it actually adds texture to my eyes, and I don't like that. So let's talk about this palette. I got this on Poshmark for $8. $8, okay? It's in basically new condition, and I've always been intrigued by this color story, and I really went back and forth a lot as to whether or not I wanted to buy it, particularly because it's like 3 years old at this point, and I was thinking, well, technically it's probably expired, so how is it going to perform? I'm really curious to see how it performs because it's a new palette. She used it once, and I can tell because only this shade and this shade have been touched. So I'm really curious to see how it works, if it's still the same great ColourPop performance that I know and love. I don't know when ColourPop's formula started to get really good, if it was at the beginning, like they started with Super Shocks, and then from there, was it always great? Or have they developed and improved over the years the way that BH Cosmetics did? So I really don't know. This is the oldest palette in my collection at this point, as far as actual age, and I'm really curious to see how it's going to perform, and I'm quite excited because I think it's beautiful. As far as the packaging goes, like, this is so pretty. I think it's quite elegant. I was talking yesterday, I made a video about packaging, and the ColourPop Play a Jewel palette is a kaleidoscope, but I find it really, really busy for the eyes and quite distracting and hard to know like what to look at. This is also a kaleidoscope, except this one is a monochromatic kaleidoscope, so all those details are still within one color, and then the lettering stands out off of that color. It's done, in my opinion, so much better than the Play It Jewels packaging, and it's actually a very satisfying weight to the palette, probably because it's got a decent mirror, but I don't really know. It's just got a really nice weight to it, the way that the Sprinkle a Little Magic palette has a good weight to it. Like, it just feels like good quality. It's a little bit heavier than a lot of their other palettes, even of the same size. It's really nice. I'm quite happy with it so far, and now I'm excited to play with it, so let's get going. I'm going to take a small blending brush and take the shade Euphoric, put that on my inner crease. Here we go. Let's see how this performs. Oh, see, that's nice. I mean, so far so good. In today's video, I want to talk a little bit about some drama, I guess, within the beauty community. I am not a drama channel. If you're coming here for drama, you're not going to find it, because I'm actually talking about how I'm not going to talk about drama. That is what today's video is going to be about. I have heard that a few years ago, when the beauty YouTube was kind of in its heyday, there was a ton of drama. In fact, so much drama between creators and celebrity brands and makeup artists all over the place. So many channels. There was so much drama that people actually dubbed various time frames as Dramageddon. Now, I've heard this from several different creators. I was watching Raw Beauty Christie, she was talking about it, and I mean, I can't remember the others right now, but a lot of creators have mentioned the drama of the beauty YouTube golden age and how that has sort of fed into the perception that beauty YouTube is dying, basically, because consumers we just don't want drama. We're tired of it. I'm grabbing a larger brush. It's a little bit denser too, and I'm taking Missbehave and put this in the outer crease and corner. So anyway, apparently it was a big thing multiple times over multiple years. There was a lot of drama within beauty YouTube and people got tired of it and started to move away from YouTube and look at other apps for their entertainment and whatnot. So I don't know anything about that because I wasn't on YouTube, and I certainly wasn't watching beauty YouTube videos at that time. This is rather a new thing for me. And so I don't know anything about it, and honestly, I don't really care. Like, you can go back and do a post-mortem of a situation and get all involved, but it's done. It's past, it's over. I don't care. But the other day, I happened upon a video that was talking about how apparently Michaela, I can't remember how to pronounce her last name, Noguera? The TikTok Michaela, the glam light Michaela. Apparently Michaela is coming under fire for being inauthentic and insincere and fake. You know, people are saying, oh, she fakes her accent because in her first video on TikTok there was no accent. And she fakes or lies about various situations in her life, and it's all made up and it's all inauthentic, and she's just a big fakey fake. And I don't know why I happened upon this video, and I don't know why I watched the video. I don't know that I watched all of it. It caught my attention because I have the Michaela palette from Glamlight, and because when I first got the Michaela palette, I remember looking up Michaela to see who on earth she was, because I had no idea. And it was hard to find information about her on YouTube because she's not a YouTube star, she's a TikTok star. But I found like an interview with her that some news station did. I don't know. I'm just gonna blend these colors together with a small blending brush. Actually, I'm gonna take this shade In a Wink and use that. Ooh, look at that. It's a decent amount of kick up in these pans, but so far it's performing very, very well. I've got In a Wink, and I'm gonna put that on the edge of both of these colors and work them out a bit. Anyway, this news article was interviewing Michaela, talking about her rise to fame and her history and her background, and that was how I found out who she was. Because I don't have TikTok, so I couldn't go look her up. That article was referenced in this person's video that, oh, she made it all up, or she's fake, or she overemphasized her struggles, or whatever. And I guess he was just sitting there calling her out for being inauthentic, and he said Michaela's canceled. And again, I don't know how this video got recommended to me, and I don't know why I clicked on it. But eventually I clicked away from it because I was thinking, you know, the world is full of inauthenticity. It just is. And it's so hard to know the real truth. A lot of times you get a filtered version or an edited version or a very curated version. Particularly on social media, you get a lot of people's highlight reels, like, oh, this is my life, when in reality that's what they've painted their life to be, because they want it to be perceived in a certain way. I don't know Michaela. I don't know her story. I don't know whether she's faking it or whether she's real. If she's going to be authentic or inauthentic, that's her choice, and it will affect her life in some way, but it doesn't affect my life. And I'm not going to waste my time hunting around the internet trying to find ammunition against this celebrity personality who got TikTok famous. It's just not worth my time. It doesn't affect my life in any way. I haven't seen anything else about it because I haven't looked. I'm sure that you've got people out there who think that she's fake, and then you've got people out there who think she's amazing, and then you've got everybody in between. And I'm in the batch of people who just, I don't really care. Now, let me clarify. I do care about inauthenticity. I try to be as authentic as possible. In my life, it's important that I'm authentic, that my family's authentic, that I teach my children to be authentic. But it's not important if some TikTok star is faking it. It's not relevant to my existence. And I saw the whole Michaela canceled thing, and I'm like, I hope the beauty YouTube drama is not starting up again with a new generation, because I am not interested in that. I do not want to see that, but I'm also not going to feed into it. It's just not worth my energy. So far, this is working really, really well. I'm having zero issues at all with blending or pigment. It's actually working like all my other good ColourPop shadows. I'm excited. I think this palette's really pretty. I'm very excited. I'm going to take a small pencil brush and grab the shade Divina. This is the darkest matte in the palette. And I'm gonna just deepen out this outer corner a little bit, but I don't want to totally cover the pink, so I'm just being careful to keep it only in the very outer V. I think the last time that I talked about drama within the makeup community was actually just when BH Cosmetics was bought out, like when they closed and then were purchased by Makeup Revolution. And I don't really consider that that was drama. That was beauty news. I guess it was a little bit dramatic because BH Cosmetics had such a good eyeshadow formula, and everybody who loves eyeshadow is like, oh, you know, hoping it doesn't change because Makeup Revolution does not have the best eyeshadow formula. But I haven't heard a peep about it since. I don't know if BH is just dead and that's it, or if Makeup Revolution has plans for the brand. I'm really not sure. I'm really unsure about which shimmer I want to use. I think I want to use the shade Lomo. It's actually like an orangey red or vermilion shimmer. I think it's a lovely color. I'm going to put this on the lid. I'll probably leave the inner corner open, but I'm going to use my finger. Isn't that nice? It's like a sunsetty sort of color. I find that ColourPop shimmers always apply better with my finger, so that's why I'm using my finger. I think that's pretty. I'm leaving the inner part of the lid free because I'm going to put a lighter shimmer there. Then I'll grab my pinky because it's the smallest finger I have, and I'm going to take the shade Lucido, which is a very light shimmer, and I'm going to place this at the very inner corner. Ooh, look at that. That's nice. I'm blending it with my finger into the reddish shade, and then I'll grab a brush and finish up the job. I'll grab a flat C or shader brush for this, taking more Lucido and putting on the brush, and then just going into this inner corner with a little bit more precision and softly blending it into the red shimmer. This is very nice. I'm really liking how this is performing. I was a little bit nervous because the palette is 3 years old. It's not a new release, so these shadows are not newly made or pressed. And I really didn't know how it was going to perform. I was a little concerned that I might have just wasted my money. Granted, it was $8 plus shipping, but I was a little bit concerned that, you know, maybe it's just not going to perform well after all, and it's going to be well and truly expired and dead. Because it's also, like, I really, really like this color story. I think it's beautiful. I think it's interesting. I was looking forward to trying it, hoping that it would work well because I'm excited about the palette itself. Now that's pretty. It's actually all performing beautifully. I have had 0 issues at all so far with pigment or blending or just performance in general, anything. Performing really nicely. I need to do something on this lower lash line because it's looking kind of bare. Let me grab a, what's the word? Smudger brush. Grabbing a smudger brush. I want to take the shade Missbehave on the smudger and put it on the lower outer lash line with quite a fluffy and also pinched blending brush, so it's kind of like a really fluffy straight line. I want to take In a Wink and just use that to blend out this color here and lighten up whatever is going on in the inner corner here. And I think I'm going to carry that light shimmery shade on the inner corner as a highlight, and then all the way down on the inner lower lash line. I think I'm going to do that because that'll brighten it up quite nicely. I considered grabbing some of these greens, but I think they really wouldn't work for my shirt today. And that's okay. With a very small pencil brush, I'm taking the shade Lucido, and I'm going to spray it because I want the effect of having used my finger, but I don't have that much control over such a small area, so spraying it will also give me that effect. So I'm putting it on my inner corner, and then I'm dragging it onto the lower lash line to meet up with the mattes that I laid down. I'm going to grab a peach eyeliner. This is from ColourPop. It's one of their creme gel liners. I don't remember what the name is, and I'm going to tightline my lower waterline. Yeah. Then I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to do a winged eyeliner, put on some mascara, finish everything up, and then I'll be back to show you how it turns out. Okay, here's how it turned out. I did do a winged eyeliner, some black mascara, a little bit of face highlighter from BH Cosmetics Froze palette, and on my lips I'm wearing ColourPop lip oil in the shade Hey. And that is the complete look. I think it's really, really pretty. I am so impressed by this palette. Honestly, I could easily see this being one of my top favorite ColourPop palettes. I think the color story is beautiful and interesting and unusual. I don't think I've seen these colors compiled together in one palette with the exception of this one. And considering that it's technically expired, it's like my oldest palette to date, it has actually performed perfectly. I've had no problems at all with the performance, the blending, the pigmentation, everything performed beautifully. And I mean, I think the eye look speaks for itself. It's a beautiful eyeshadow look. It's kind of a sunrise, sunset sort of feel, and I think it's really beautiful. So I'm very happy with my purchase. I'm quite excited about it. Can't wait to play with it more. You can expect to see more videos on this palette. I don't know if you have it or not, but I think it's beautiful and I'm excited that I have it. So thank you very much for being with me today. I appreciate you clicking on my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to like and subscribe if you want to see lots more, and until I see you again, I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.